The sun was rising over the horizon as Julien Beaumont, a young French cyclist, prepared for a journey that would transform not only his life, but also the history of cycling. Born and raised in a small town in the French countryside, Julien had always known that his passion for cycling would take him far. The Tour de France was more than a competition for him. It was an inevitable fate. Since childhood, Julien was fascinated with bicycles. His father, a cycling enthusiast, shared stories of legends like Merckx and Hinault. Each summer, father and son traveled the region's winding roads, exploring remote villages and tackling challenging climbs. The bicycle became an extension of Julien, and his rides through the French landscape shaped his character. As he grew older, Julien realized that his love for bicycles went beyond a simple passion. It was a vocation. He joined a local cycling club where he met coach Luc Dubois. Luc saw something special in Julien, a mix of determination and natural ability. He decided to mentor him, transforming him from a promising young man into a respected competitor. Years of hard training have shaped Julien into an elite cyclist. His body was carved by the road. His lungs were like blacksmith's bellows, sucking in air finely. But beyond physical preparation, Julien absorbed valuable lessons from Luc about strategy, mindset, and the importance of patience. The time came when Julien received the opportunity to join a professional team. His eyes sparkled with excitement as he signed the contract, but he knew the road ahead would be full of sharp turns and steep climbs. The Tour de France was still a distant dream, but Julien was willing to go through every kilometer to achieve it. His first appearance on the Tour was as a gregarious, supportive member of the team. The mountains were unforgiving, testing the strength and resilience of every cyclist. Julien learned from each step, observing the leaders, absorbing the tactics, and accumulating valuable experience. Year after year, Julien progressed through the peloton. His meteoric rise did not go unnoticed by fans and fellow competitors. He excelled on mountain stages, his lean, agile body gliding across the landscape like a natural extension of the bike. The Tour de France was no longer a dream, it was a tangible goal. The big moment arrived in a memorable edition of the Tour. Julien, now at the peak of his form, led a strong and cohesive team. The French roads were buzzing with excitement, with fans eager to witness the rise of their local hero. The first stages were challenging, but Julien remained firm. The team navigated across plains and hills, facing opponents with sharp strategies. Each stage was a battle, and Julien was determined to emerge victorious. The mountains of the Alps brought even greater challenges. The peloton faced snowstorms, slippery roads, and steep climbs that challenged everyone's stamina. But Julien, like an experienced mountaineer, fearlessly scaled each peak. In the final week of the Tour, Julien was among the leaders. The podium was in sight, and France was holding its breath. The last stage, an epic journey to Paris, would be decisive. The atmosphere on the Champs-Élysées was electric, and Julien felt the weight of responsibility on his shoulders. The triumphant arrival in Paris was not just a question of speed, it was a question of strategy and resistance. Julien, guided by Luc's experience and guidance, strategically positioned himself in the peloton. His competitors pressed, but he remained focused, calculating each move. As the finish line approached, Julien launched himself with surprising acceleration. His body, trained for moments like this, responded with a burst of energy. He crossed the finish line first, arms outstretched in triumph. Paris erupted in celebration. Julien Beaumont became the Tour de France champion, a remarkable feat for a cyclist who had turned his love of bicycles into a journey of glory. All of France vibrated with pride, and Julien savored the sweet taste of victory. Julien's journey did not end on the Champs-Élysées. He continued to compete, to inspire future generations of cyclists. His name entered the history of French cycling, a narrative of determination, passion, and triumph over seemingly insurmountable challenges. The legend of Julien Beaumont would live on, echoing on the roads of the Tour de France and inspiring all who dared to dream of cycling for the stars.